This is about all of ice-cold Tanis I can handle right now. Tanis laughed softly. I'm starved. Let's get some food. I think a BLT would really hit the spot right now. Joe pulled a pair of ship suits from storage. I could use a bite too. But let's get dressed first. I don't want to lose any bits on the way to the officers' lounge. Is that really what's up, Bob? Joe asked as they walked through the slowly warming passageways. You a bit worried about being alone? Do you blame me? The AI's mental tone betrayed no self-doubt, only conviction. Every time you're not around, something goes wrong. Joe laughed and nudged Tanis. You're his lucky charm. I think I resent that. Half an hour later, the pair sat at a small table in the officers' lounge, working their way through a light lunch. So, let me get this straight, Joe said after taking a gulp of his coffee. You plan to wake Tanis every so often, randomly, to have her check things over and make you feel better. And because she can't live without me now, I get woken in the deal too? That about sums it up. I need you to check whatever things you instinctively think you have to, and see what doesn't look right. Are we going to be the only humans up this entire time? Tanis asked. The captain won't be woken at all? I won't say that I won't wake him, but at present I don't plan to. I've never been embedded in a human. It's not possible for me to be. But my time with Amanda and Priscilla has taught me the concept of trust. And I trust you. Ah, he's like a city-sized puppy, Joe chuckled. You seem to think this is amusing. Tanis gave him a sour look. You're forgetting that this essentially works out to years and years of extra work. You're looking at it glass half empty, Joe replied. Unless the glass is in a hard vacuum, it is always full, Bob interjected. And even then, you could argue that it is still full of the base energy of the universe. Joe paused for a moment. Damn, never thought of that. There goes logic, ruining another perfectly good figure of speech. You were saying? Tanis asked. Right, anyway. We're going to have long walks in the park and by the beach. If we wanted to, we could have decades to spend with just one another. Maybe I could even teach you to fly. Yeah, and maybe I could teach you to tell a joke. Tanis stuck her tongue out at Joe, then paused. So, Bob, you really just want us to do whatever we think we need to do? Just check the ship over, hang out for a few days or a week, and then go back under? That's about it. How often do you want us to do this? I think about 200 or 300 times will do. Tanis nearly choked on her BLT while Joe dissolved into hysterical laughter. What happened to a few dozen? Angela asked. I was softening the blow. Do you think it helped? We should walk the ship. The whole ship, Joe said later, as he and Tanis relaxed in the officers' common area. It's just the sort of thing that could give us a fresh perspective and something to do. It may take more than a day or two, Tanis mused. I'll bring a snack, and I bet there are lots of quarters along the way we could crash in. What the hell? Tanis sat up. But first let's get armored and armed, at least lightly. No argument here. I imagine I'm going to hear rogue bots around every corner for the first day at least, not to mention armor has built-in heaters. An hour later, they sat aboard a maglev train, riding to the bow of the Intrepid in silence. Both Joe and Tanis sported light armor, several sidearms, and multifunction rifles. Packs rested on the floor beside them, containing food and supplies. I feel like you think I'm some sort of untamed wilderness. Bob's voice came over the link. Sorry, Bob, Joe said. Memories of dark corridors with no power and no comm are still too fresh. To us, that was just a couple months ago. Not to mention that you're only 10% through your component check, Angela added. Tanis turned to look out the window. She watched as the train entered a vast, dark chamber. Emergency lighting in the distance showed the space to be hundreds of meters wide and many more long. A light slid into view far below the train, and Tanis saw a bank of superconductor batteries in its dim green glow. Several other similar lights winked on and off in the distance as the